WWE and John Cena announces the John Cena Classic tournament. Ari, you didn't learn anything from the MCU, did you? Let's get into it. So, on the announcement last night, Backlash, John Cena comes to the ring and John Cena announces the formation of the John Cena Classic. Now, I have several thoughts about this, and I needed to put this in a secondary video. Now, I think this is extremely problematic. I really do. What he has explained on how the tournament, in fact, works seems to be not a merit-based structure. Not on the merit of your performance exactly, although they're claiming that it's on the merit of your performance. That if you have a great match, you don't necessarily have to win the match. If the fans choose you, then you could win that. I don't understand it. It doesn't really make sense. I logically think that it's simply a way to push wrestlers who are marketable. That's what I think it is. So I've been watching the WWE, and I've been watching the people who have been pushed out or leaving the WWE, released, 50% pay cut, whatever it is. What it seems to me is any wrestler above, say, the age of, let's say, 36 to 38, if that wrestler does not move the needle in, maybe not even the business, if they can't move the needle outside of the business, if they can't garner support in whatever field it is outside of the WWE, and they are that age, it seems to me that the TKO strategy is to move those people out of the company and make way for younger performers who they could possibly, because everybody's looking for that 18 to 35 or whatever, 36 demographic. They can bring wrestlers who are younger, who have 20 years ahead of them, and market the ever-living out of them, right? I think it's no longer a strategy of, it's not about the wrestlers, because you have a significant problem if you start doing that. If you don't have the older wrestlers from 35 onwards, who's going to teach these young kids who can do every splash, every rotating kick? They can jump off of and springboard off of every surface, but they cannot tell a story. Because these people who have had to slow down because of injuries or figure out a different way how to wrestle, these are the people who have been in the business for long enough that know how to craft and tell a story within the ring, in the moment, live. I think TKO are phasing those people out. And my antennas kind of went up after the Netflix Raw acquisition. And the reason I said that was because I noticed that Netflix wanted something like 6 of the WWE superstars that they wanted to integrate into films. We now know who some of those superstars are. We know Liv Morgan went away for a couple of months to shoot a movie at the beginning of last year, was it not? We know Cody Rhodes is playing Guile in Street Fighter. We know Cody Rhodes played the barman in Naked Gun. So we're starting to see what these acquisitions were about. And TKO, I feel like, are leaning towards that. They keep telling you there's going to be more and more celebrities coming into the product. I think what they want is rubbing. It's just like rubbing with a wrestler, rubbing with a celebrity in order to get that wrestler into the movies, the TV shows, the late night chat shows, whatever it is, into the media celebrity zeitgeist. And I think that's what TKO want. TKO want younger performers who resonate with younger audiences, the 18 to 36, in order to sell as much as possible. That's what I think this championship is about. This championship allows the best wrestler on the roster to win the tournament, and everybody recognize that he won the tournament, but then you market, you give the trophy to the most marketable person in that tournament. We've seen this multiple times over, where one wrestler was heavily marketable. They seemed like an awesome wrestler. They would get over with this demographic, but there was a thing or two that for some, maybe they didn't have the stamina, maybe they botched a couple of moves, maybe whatever it was, but they presented well, they did promos well, they were cool, they had swag. So that person ain't going to win the tournament, but they are going to win over a heavy amount of fans and bring them over to the product. And I think what TKO want is a roster full of just those people. The only wrestlers of significance that you're going to have are going to be wrestlers who can push the needle outside of the wrestling business. So CM Punk makes sense. The Rock makes sense. Bringing Roman back every now and again makes sense. Matt Cardona doesn't make sense. Randy Orton may not even make sense. There are a lot of wrestlers in that in-between who are fantastic wrestlers. They have a name in the business. We love them. They do excellent work, but they may not be Hollywood marketable. I quite literally think that that's what this John Cena Classic is about. I think it's about going into NXT, and Miles Bourne may not be ready for the main roster, but he might be ready to put on Wheaties boxes and whatever merchandise they want to sell. They want to do more Slim Jim adverts, whatever it is. I think a Miles Bourne could work for that. I think Izzy Dame is just waiting to be in a movie or a TV show because she plays this Ice Queen very well. And if you've seen her TikTok presence, she's just a lovable, sweet girl who plays the character extremely well. Also, I'm noticing the power couple angle with the WWE. I'm noticing that, and I think it started before, but Montez Ford and Bianca Belair, what they are worth in marketing for the WWE is insane. And I think the WWE want to recreate this with the Stephanie Vaquer and Miles Bourne. They want to recreate it with Izzy Dame and Bron Breakker. They want to recreate it, if they can, with Lola Vice and Damian Priest. Wherever there is a couple, it also makes sense to try and keep them as close together in order to stop burnout, emotional fatigue, all of these things. Give the people something to be invested, to stick around in the company more than just the paycheck. So I think it's clever what TKO are doing. I don't necessarily respect it because I think this is a completely TKO move because we're looking at a sport which is measured by the winning of a title. Randy Orton just said it when he went to WrestleMania, right? He wants his career to be measured in the amount of titles he wins. That's what all wrestlers are there for. That's what Booker T tells you every time you watch NXT TV. It's about checks and championships. You can mix a level of kayfabe in with what is real. It's a prize game. The prize is the heavyweight title. It's the North American title. It's the Intercontinental title. It's the tag title. It's the US title. It's the women's title. Whatever it is, it's a prize game. The Andre the Giant Memorial, whatever it is, the King of the Ring, you are competing for a prize. If you're now being told that you can win that prize, you can be the number one guy. There are 10 people in the tournament and you were number one, yet they gave the trophy to the guy who came fourth. How does the entire business even make sense anymore? You can tell that this was crafted not by wrestlers or people who know the wrestling business or in fact are invested in the wrestling business whatsoever. I think they've put John Cena's name on this because he's young enough to be current, or rather, sorry, let me say that the other way around. He is current enough to get along with the younger demographic. The 18 to 35 still know who John Cena is. He is the newest legend that you can name a tournament around that all these young kids can resonate with because they know who he is. They watched him. And you can parlay all of that into this money-making scheme where you take the younger generation of the WWE and they're solely there for marketing, really. Because most of them aren't ready. And that's what I think they're looking at. I don't think they're looking at the Lyra Valkyrias. Call me crazy. I don't think that the John Cena belt trophy, whatever, is going to go to the Ilias, the Mellows, I don't think it's going to these people. I don't think it's going to the Cardonas. I think it's going to the NXT kids who have a heavy TikTok presence who can sell it. That's what I think this is. I don't think it's for the workhorses on the rosters, as they say it is. They want people who can sell stuff. So, and I think all of this is connected. I think absolutely shame on you, TKO. And the worst part of it is, this may be my theory, but we're going to have to watch the product to see if I'm right or wrong. That's the depressing part. I hope I'm wrong. And the workhorses, the Lyra Valkyrias, the Baileys, that they're the ones that win these titles. But something tells me it's not going to be them. It's going to be Lola Vice because she's got a heavy TikTok presence. It's going to be Izzy Dame because she's got a heavy TikTok presence. You know what I mean? It's not going to be Tatum Paxley. It's going to be Miles Bourne. It's going to be of that. And I'm not saying Miles Bourne hasn't got it. I'm saying he's got a long way to go. And just because of that story, and I understand, I said in my last video, I spoke about Joe. And when I say Joe, I mean Roman Reigns, but Joseph. The turning point for me with Roman Reigns was when we found out about his leukemia and he came to the ring and relinquished the title as Joe. That humanized him heavily. So I understand that Miles Bourne's condition is something that can do that. But Roman does have it talent-wise. I'm not saying Miles doesn't have it talent-wise. I'm saying he's not there yet. And I think there's quite a few of these wrestlers that are being overlooked for wrestlers who are more marketable and not necessarily the greatest wrestlers, or not necessarily there yet. Because I even spoke about the Creed brothers the other day. The fact that they're now having to put masks on just to get on TV. The Creed brothers are fantastic wrestlers. Both of them are. A lot of us can see what Julius would have if you let him loose. But Brutus isn't all that bad either. So there are a significant amount of wrestlers that this thing could work for, but I don't think it's built for them. I really don't. So that is it for me, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you like the content, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification button. It lets you know when I'm uploading next. And until then, I have been the Triple Crown Champ.